Good morning. Like Greg so nicely said, I'm Evan Wallachek. To start, there are many thank yous in order at a time like this. I know we just spent a lot of time thanking people, but it's really crucial because so many people contribute to this retreat. So to start, I want to thank the administration and faculty of Marquette High for allowing this retreat to happen. This retreat truly is unique in that it requires the administration to put a lot of trust in us. This same thank you goes to all the parents here today. We know that we ask a lot in terms of you willingly giving up your sons for a couple of days and putting them in our hands. Thank you for this trust. Without it, beautiful moments such as these would not be able to occur. I'd also like to thank all the moderators, Ms. McBride Doyle, Mr. Rice, Mrs. Powers, and Mr. Dries. You all have made such a big difference in this retreat and have done a wonderful job keeping us on track. In addition, we know you have all given up much of your precious time and have even missed family dinners and other big events to help with this retreat. So once again, thank you so much for everything. Next, I'd like to thank my family for the constant love and support I receive from them. Mom, thank you for always being there to have a laugh with. Dad, thank you for always setting the best possible example. And lastly, Tyler, thanks for being one of the most fun and understanding brothers out there. And to my entire family, thank you for always teaching me to learn from my mistakes and forgiving me when I do mess up, like when I back into a certain someone's car in the driveway. Still sorry about that, Tyler. Lastly, I want to thank the entire Marquette High community, especially all the students that were involved in making FR16 a success. From the core group that's been meeting since October, to the small groups that have been meeting since January, to all the sophomore grounds crew who did a huge amount of behind-the-scenes work, and both the grounds crew captains who made sure all the leaders had everything we needed. Know that this retreat could not have happened without you, and that you guys are what make Marquette great. Thanks again. The theme this year was Wave Your Flag. The goal behind this theme selection was twofold. We wanted to emphasize to each freshman that they should be proud of who they are and where they come from. And at the same time, we also wanted to demonstrate class and school unity through the use of flags, similar to how a country's flag inspires pride and unity for that particular country. Now, I'd like to share one of my all-time favorite quotes from one of my all-time favorite shows, The Office. In the series finale, Andy Bernard says, "I wish there was a way to know you were in the good old days before the good old days ended." Guys, I'm going to completely answer Andy Bernard's wish right now and tell you that these next 4 years of your life will be the good old days. Let me say that again. These next 4 years of your life will be the good old days. I'm sure the same message has already been said, but it's so true and so easy to miss. I know that I totally missed out on this realization until much later into my time at Marquette High. Looking back, I remember my vision of what high school life would be like. I even believed I knew what I was going to be doing. I fully believed that I was going to play football, basketball, and run track all 4 years. I also knew I wanted to be in Key Club. This was my plan, and I thought that if I stuck to it, I would be happy and have the best 4 years ever. Freshman year, everything went according to plan. I was on the gold team for freshman football, was the sixth man on the freshman basketball team, and was feeling fast on the track. Thanks, Dad. I also got lucky and was put into Key Club. I felt like I was living the dream and couldn't be better. However, sophomore year, things began to change. I rarely ever saw the field on the JV football team, was cut from the JV basketball team, and had somehow managed to get slower from freshman year to sophomore year. All of a sudden, my life felt empty. How had my plans gone so awry? I felt like I had done everything possible to stay on the right path with my plan, but yet there I was, completely lost. With the increased free time I had as a result of being cut from the basketball team, I began hanging out with guys from school more often. Each and one of these guys taught me so many important lessons. They taught me to be proud of who I am and not to be afraid to share how I felt. Today, I'm proud to call these guys brothers. Perhaps the most important thing I learned from my newfound brothers was that life is not always about what you do, it's about who you do it with. In other words, half of that once flag was completely made up of activities, sports, and clubs you did. Instead, I realized what truly is on your flag is the other people that have guided you along the way. Activities and things you do can be taken away or ended. However, brotherhood lasts forever. This idea of brotherhood is what makes Marquette High so special. Sure, there are great sports teams and great academics, but at the same time, both these things exist outside of Marquette High. But one thing that I've never seen shown outside of Marquette High is the sense of camaraderie formed among classmates here. Once again, I'm sure you have heard about Marquette High brotherhood many times before, but have you ever really, truly thought about how this brotherhood is shown? Naturally, the span of 2 days when we lost two brothers, Greg Von Ruden and Drew Bolt, comes to mind. Drew's life had been taken by a fellow student at Purdue who was jealous of Drew's accomplishments, while Greg eventually succumbed to a long fight with bone cancer. The reaction to these losses was one of the most touching and powerful things I've ever witnessed. When the announcement was made, dozens, even hundreds of students were allowed to leave class to gather in the chapel. I remember coming into school the next day to find a line outside the chapel waiting to get in for 7:20 Mass. I remember the emergency all-school Mass we had in order to bring the community together. It was an emotional time for everyone, and the Marquette High community was on full display. But I also want to focus on smaller, everyday signs of this same community. After all, it should not take death in order to see the brotherhood here, and it truly doesn't. It's always present, you just have to look for it. Just take a moment when you're walking down the halls of Marquette High someday. Look closely and actually pay attention. The brotherhood is everywhere. It's in the absurd amount of high fives given out. It's in the 100 seniors huddled in the hallway trying to decipher their calculus homework. More profoundly, it's in the all-school masses each month where we not only give out an astronomical amount of bro hugs, but where we also share in the power of God and are united through His love. On a lighter note, it's in the countless, just plain goofy things that go on in these halls that simply would not happen if it wasn't Marquette High. What I'm trying to get at is that it's the people here that make this school so special. From the faculty that embraces the idea of a family at Marquette, to each and every student that makes the trek to 3401 West Wisconsin Avenue every morning, we need each other. Coming back to the theme, Marquette High helps you to wave your flag because at times it can be hard to lift your flag on your own. When you're swamped with homework at 2 in the morning with no end in sight, you need one of your brothers to lift you up. When, God forbid, you lose a loved one, you may need the help of a teacher with more experience and a different outlook on life. No matter what it is, there are times in our life when we feel as if we can't lift our flag on our own, That's when the family here is so important. So to close, remember freshmen, this is your school. Make it great. Come to school on Monday. Give out hugs left and right. Give out high fives. Make this school your home. And remember to always look out for your brothers, because you never know who may be having trouble lifting their own flag. Thank you.